This podcast was produced on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
Welcome to Australia.
Aussie.
This is kind of tragic.
Someone who is such a connoisseur of reality television.
The content is hideous.
So sorry about this. Oh my God.
This is The Cringe is Real, a reality TV recap podcast that probes the notion of the Australian culture cringe. I'm Sam Cremian and I've been in the prawn position for the last 45 minutes. It's week 2 of Australian Survivor Titans vs Rebels, and to talk about it with me this week, I'm joined by director, photographer, actor and swim star Ben Rigby. Ben's evocative short films tell raw queer stories, and his Technicolor photography is as powerful as the sun in his adopted home, California. He's also appeared in Alien Covenant and Oscar-winning film Ford v Ferrari. Australian Survivor Titans vs Rebels airs on 10 and 10 Play every Sunday to Tuesday, and I'll be recapping it each week with a special guest. Ben Rigby, welcome to The Cringe is Real.
Thank you. Hi.
How you going? You've just survived a terrifying earthquake.
Literally like 2 minutes ago. I'm like, let's begin. And then I'm like, there's an earthquake happening right now.
I thought you were like really turning it on as a way to get out of doing this. You're like,
I'm not that good of an actor, trust me.
What's got you cringing this week, babe?
Multiple things.
All right.
Can I do more than one?
Of course. For you, anything.
Number one, Taylor Swift's new album name, The Tortured Poets Department. What the fuck is that?
I do not
The
follow
Tortured Poets Department, and she announced it during the Grammys.
Put it in the bin.
In the bin. Bye-bye. Take a break, girl. Like, just take a fucking break.
Yeah, she does need to take a break. I think I'm gonna rent out my apartment and like leave town when she's here because I don't want to like.
You'll get so much money.
Totally, and I could just rip off some dumb Swiftie from the country. Yeah,
just like make your Airbnb photos like sequin shit, and then everyone will want to book it and just keep upping the price.
I'll just call our apartment the Tortured Airbnb department.
The Tortured Artist Department.
Yeah, exactly. Someone will fall for it.
And then another thing from the Grammys was Jay-Z getting up and talking about how Beyonce had never won Best Album, and it was just really
a la Kanye.
You know, keeping on the Taylor Swift thing. I mean,
it's not original.
Anyone really watches the Grammys, but like anyone that I don't know. I think that it was gross, and you're like, bitch, you've won 30, and she was just kind of standing there like, what is going on?
They plan these things, right?
Surely. Do you think she knew about that?
I reckon I think everything they do is very calculated. You know, there's a reason they're so, you know, like elite status. I think it's because
they're billionaires. They'll be fine.
Exactly.
Speaking of billionaires, I saw my first Tesla truck this week at a rich kid university while I was on a job. I was like, and this is a big cringe because I fucking hate Tesla drivers and Teslas and fucking Elon Musk. And so I was like, I saw a Tesla truck. I was like, what is that? And I looked it up. And then like the next day I was on a job and at like this utter fucking wealth university in Malibu. And like this truck drives past with some fucking kid in it who's like 18.
Oh my God.
So cringe.
I haven't even seen one. What does it look like? Has it got like a tray? Is it like a tradie's gonna be driving them? No.
It's like a fucking AI multi-hexagonal fucking it's like jagged and metal and
it's that one. I remember. Yeah, it looks like a weapon. Yeah,
you know that photographer Gerwin, who like it looks like a Gerwin photograph, like something that he'd like create.
Oh my God, fucking Collingwood is full of Teslas now, and like you can't even walk around there without one just like appearing because they're like silent. And just almost taking you out. And you're like, okay.
Like, why are you... Like, there are other EVs that cost the same amount as a Tesla. You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just lose respect for anyone who drives one.
Totally.
So if you're listening and you drive a Tesla, go fuck yourself.
You basically can just stop listening now. So I know you're a US Survivor girly, but how are you finding Australian Survivor so far?
Look, I've been like drunk every time I've watched it, so like I enjoy it
Perfect.
regardless. And this week I was sick watching it, so kind of the same. Look, it's always a good template that they use. They use the
Mm-hmm.
geeks, and like the Titans
Mm-hmm.
versus the Rebels is like it's it's a good template because it like anyone can kind of exist within those
Yeah,
confines, right?
yeah. It's exactly the
Um,
same as Champions versus Contenders, which they've done twice already.
they just
So
change
I
the
think
words.
Channel 10 are obsessed. Yeah, yeah. They're obsessed with this format.
Yeah.
And I think it must rate well for them, and that's why they
Shit cunts
bring
versus
it back.
good cunts.
Yeah. But I feel like this year more than ever, the casting, like how they've separated them into these categories, has just been so random, and like it
I have
doesn't
no idea
actually make
what
any
like
sense. Like
I kept
Eden
thinking
on the
like if
Titans
I ever
tribe
went
kills
for
me.
it,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like if I ever went for it, what would I be put in? Like
Well, yeah. I always like to think I would be a rebel, but then I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I could qualify for either just based
anyone
on
can be
how
anything.
they're feeling. Yeah, exactly.
It's so dumb. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eden being like the movie guy. He's like,
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
every movie. And you're like, you're a Titan? Does that make you
I
a Titan?
know.
Like,
He's never come into your circles working in cinemas of Melbourne.
no. Apparently he's seen every movie,
Every
but
movie ever made.
I never
Yeah.
saw him at the Nova in Carlton
No. Well, he must work for a competitor.
event.
Yeah. Yeah.
His
Event
screams
or
event to me.
Palace. Mm?
Yeah, maybe a palace. He might be
Mm.
a palace gal, but he does kind of scream event
Okay.
because no person who actually watches like a lot of movies would ever say that they've seen every movie.
Every single movie.
Like name
I
them
reckon the
all.
producers fed him that one. They were like, just say,
They probably
just
did.
say you've seen it all. It's all done. Pop
That'll make
culture
you
is done.
if you say that, we'll let you on the show.
Exactly. Let's start with this week's episode, shall we? You ready to get stuck in?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. So, episode 4 is called B is for Blindside, which I was like, ooh, this is going to be a good one. sassy episode title.
Great writers
and
on
we
Survivor. There was
Oh,
a writer's
exactly.
strike, so I guess people
True, they're still recuperating.
Yeah.
We finally meet Aileen. So last week, lots of people on Twitter were like, excuse me, who are these? Who are half of the cast we haven't met? And this week they've
You're
delivered.
racist.
So
you're not showcasing. It's like, bitch,
yes,
she'll probably
exactly.
win. Like, you got to give
Which,
her
look,
time.
to be fair, they normally do that. So it's nice to
Yeah.
see them kind of pulling back a bit. So we meet Aileen. She sort of tells us she's the black sheep of the family and a little bit of the Rebels tribe. And she's not really vibing with all of the personalities. She's got a great line where she's like, it's a lot. I'm like, if I had Kelli on my tribe,
It's a
like
lot,
I would also
mate.
say it's a lot.
That Galar, she's
I
wild.
love... Yes, we were texting the other day
She's
and Ben's
such
like,
a Cairns
she's a
bitch. I
galah.
used to live in Cairns. I know that woman. And like,
yeah.
if she doesn't have a toe ring, you can like take my toe. Like she is full on. But how, like I'm like, okay, you're a psychologist. Like C's get degrees, babe. Obviously.
Oh shit!
Crazy.
I did ask a friend of mine who's from Cairns, like if like his mum knows her or something, and she asked around. It didn't take long, and someone knew her and can confirm she is Jats Crackers. So, but you know, I did see a funny comment though on Twitter this week where someone was like, imagine if it's like the final tribal council, she's there, and then she just goes like, thank you everyone, I've been performing this whole time.
It
takes her $1 million, I would die.
We used to say that. We're like, let's just like dress you up, like to my friend Belle. I'm like, let's just dress you up as this character and make you audition like as an actor for other shit and see if you get it. And then like get you really like make a TV show.
Deep acting.
Yeah. That would be amazing. I'm hoping, but it's just not going to happen. She's crazy.
Over at the Titans, Caroline is worried that Mark is getting too close to the V's, Viola and Valeria. So Caroline's kind of revealing herself here as a bit of a observer. She's getting a bit strategic.
She's playing too early.
She is. They all are. She's trying to kind of move in on the V's, and there's this awkward scene where it's like the hot girls, and then just like mum comes over, and she's like, "Hey guys,
She's
what
just
are
like
you
sitting
talking
there,
about?"
so awkward.
She's like,
So
"Are you guys going
awkward.
to Taylor Swift? Yeah." And they're just like, "Mum, go away."
They're like, we don't have children. Fuck off.
Exactly. Back at Rebels, Kirby is talking about how she's proud of pulling off the Peter vote last week.
Wait, which
and
one's Kirby again?
Kirby's the AFLW coach.
Oh yeah.
And she's
Okay,
playing in the
that's my
middle.
thing.
Yeah.
AFLW.
Yeah, she's playing in the middle a bit. Like she's not really committing to any alliance yet, which is I think, really brave move.
Totally.
Because she's being quite
She's gnarly.
upfront about it. Yeah. She doesn't seem like she gives a fuck, which is awesome.
It's
and
patriarch on that tribe. It's like
totally
between Ferris and her.
They are really pushing the Ferris v Kirby thing for next week,
Totally.
so that'll be interesting to see how it goes. Garrick is still smelling rats and spotting snakes. How do you feel about Garrick, the loss prevention officer?
Look, I really like Garrick at first. I made notes when I first started watching it. What did I say? I was just like, Garrick is I don't even remember. Fuck, it's in here somewhere. But Garrick, loss prevention officer. Where is he? I don't know. But he that guy. Like I got caught stealing at 15 by that guy. Like
what were you stealing?
Oh, girl, you don't want to know.
Okay.
Teeth whitener gel. Teeth whitener gel. It was $30. Too expensive.
Oh, way too expensive.
Like, you've been caught stealing, come into this room, but there's like the most unassuming people, and they're so loyal to the company that like they will fuck anything. So like he's like loyal to a fault. He's gonna get he's gonna be like, what was the guy in the last season who was just like the older guy who was really there for George the whole time?
Yeah. And George just brought him along to the end. Yeah, he's definitely gonna do that for sure.
Yeah, it's like he's too loyal. He won't swing. He'll stick with whoever his alliance is until the end. I hope he doesn't. I hope he's snaky, because I feel like he has the potential to do that. But
Ferris, it's interesting you should bring up King George, because Ferris is literally just like playing like King George, and I think that's why he's got Garrick on side, because he's thinking like he's gonna use Garrick as a bit of a sacrificial goat. Garrick and Ferris are talking, and they've noticed that Kirby is being a bit sneaky, playing in the middle. So they're kind of onto it, and this is the start of the Kirby v Ferris of it all. Reward challenge. It's the one where they've got to ring the bell. They're playing for a cheese platter and some shampoos. These rewards, they really have fun with these rewards, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
They rock up, and the Titans haven't seen the Rebels tribe yet after Tribal, and they're like, "Oh, Kelli, hey girl." It's a bit of a surprise. Like, Kelly's still there.
It's brutal.
So the Rebels win the cheese platter and champers, and there's some keys with it, just sitting there. They're not hidden under a block of brie or anything. They're just literally sitting on the table. Like, what would your instinct be with that? Especially if you knew where the lockbox was.
Oh, if I knew where the lockbox was? I feel, I don't know, like everyone's too scared to like grab them, but you also don't want to put your like head on a chopping block. I don't know what mine would be. I think they're so like malnourished and depleted and like tired that like they do crazy shit, and we're like just judging them from like the comfort of our own homes.
True.
But like if I was right now, I don't know, like it depends how like at risk your position in the game is.
Mm.
So like if you're like, no one's coming for me, but I guess you're never fucking safe in Survivor. So you
No,
either
and I'm confused too because there's 3 keys, and I'm like, do they all work? Like,
yeah, what's the deal with
was
that?
there a bit where Ferris was like trying them all, and we just didn't see? I don't know. I just thought it was a bit extravagant. Like, here, not just one.
Weird. Maybe there's 3 chests.
True. There could be a third chest we don't know about. And as we find out later on, you don't even need a key. If you're Mark, you just fucking rip it open, mate.
That's
No
what the
worries.
fuck. I saw that. I was like, did he have the key? No, he just ripped it. Does that mean he gets disqualified?
They clearly didn't intervene, so I love it. It's like fair game. Ferris runs off with the keys and scores the idol from the box with Garrick's help. So he's got the second idol now for him.
Mental.
So really giving him that King George edit, just idols after idols.
Some people just have that energy where they're like they're like snakes like that. Or they're like, they're relentless and they just go for the idols and they keep getting them. And then other people don't see shit.
They also find the second key, which is the one that needs to be given to the Titans tribe.
Right.
And so he kind of uses that as a bit of a bluff, like just showing, oh, look what I found. It's a key. And no one's really buying it, but he kind of fluffs his way around that a little bit.
He's like, this is all I got.
Yeah, it was just one little key. It's like, come on, girl. We've all seen this show.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Alex cottoned onto it because he's not that smart.
Yes, I know. Every now and then he comes out with something and I'm like, oh, okay. Welcome to Survivor.
Well, he's a math teacher. If he was my math teacher, I had that math teacher and I fucking hated it so much. Yeah. Mr. Farrington was, I think, his name. Piece of shit. Like, you think you're so cool, dude. Fuck off. Only likes the jock boys. Only like,
I can see that.
And then like the hot girls and like the smart chicks always get A's regardless, but like doesn't care for it. Just wants to be cool. Like wants to be a PE teacher, but like should be a PE teacher.
Totally. The immunity challenge is Survivor Dodgeball. This was so camp. Just like literally throwing balls at each other. And it's raining. It seemed
kind of too easy.
Yeah, it did. It was kind of over pretty quickly. During the challenge, though, Ferris tells Mark, hey, mate, like, I wasn't joking before about the treasure box, because at the start of the challenge, he's like, hey, there's a treasure box. And he's like, seriously, like, go look for it, kind of thing, which is very helpful information to Mark. But my question to Ferris is, why didn't you give him the key?
I know. Ferris
so
is
confusing.
Ferris is I don't know. It's like he's not looking for alliances yet.
True. I don't know. I mean, look, Mark didn't need it anyway, but would have been nice.
Mark's kind of an incredible player considering that
yes,
he's like diplomat, like intermediary, like he's fucking.
They trolled us with his intro package. Totally, they totally made us think he was this dweeb, and then like he's not at all. So I'm kind of loving.
He's actually kind of pretty cool, but I think to deal with assholes like politicians and like diplomats, you have to be kind of cool. You know, because they're not cool.
No. Rihanna fucks up the challenge. She throws the ball at Eden twice, like when Eden's already out.
Oh, that's right.
Everyone's like, Rihanna, girl, what are you doing?
He's already out.
I know. And the Rebels win. The first few, that is. And then the Titans turn it around. So it actually kind of drags out. But the Titans eventually win immunity. So now we're at Rebels camp. Tobias is Delulu and thinks that he's fine. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a strong player. I'm all good. He's literally watched the previous seasons of this show and thinks that it's just going to shake out in a similar way where all the hotties kind of make it at least to merge.
Totally.
But this
Everything's
is a new...
fine. I'm really smart. I don't need the
Exactly.
vaccine.
Exactly. Oh yeah, but Tobias is 100%
Byron. Isn't he from Byron?
Somewhere up there. He's definitely
Byron.
giving
He gives
Byron
me Byron.
energy.
He gives me new Byron energy.
Mhm. We get an Aileen confessional. Woohoo! And she's got a big plan to take control of the game. So her plan is to split the votes on Alex and Toby. And she's sort of like, she's very like scout leader, telling everyone about how it's going to go. And she brings everyone together to do her plan. And then we get the name
thing
of
that
the
made it
episode.
work is that she's not like a bitch about it.
Exactly.
Like, she's just like, hey, I think that we should do this. And like, I was like, is this actually going to work? Like, I don't like, if it does, she's so smart because she didn't like put her ego in the middle of it. She was just like, very like, hey, I think we should do this. And this is the smart way to go.
And it's
And like,
ballsy
so
to
many
do
people
that.
do it.
Exactly. It's ballsy to do that, like be the
Totally.
one with the plan. But I think she's thinking long term, and this is like resume building for the end, you know? So she can be like,
And
well,
I
I
think
was
she kind
making
of,
moves.
I think she has the capability to make it look like it wasn't her plan.
Totally.
But unfortunately, I think like in the previous like season, it's like anytime a person of color or a person who was Asian was like making a plan and doing it, they're like, oh, they're a snake.
Totally.
They're a total snake. Whereas if a white person did it, they're like, oh,
You're like, oh,
they're
big
powerful.
gameplay. Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. So I hope she
Survivor.
lasts a long time. Like, but the fact that Ben got voted out in the last season so quickly, I'm like, that's fucked. Like,
I was Devo about that.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons, because we love Ben.
Yeah.
So Aileen, the only thing of all Bens, the only thing keeping Eileen's plan from working is Hurricane Kelli. So I love this. She's like explaining the plan to us, like how she would tell Kelli, and it's like A is for Alex, B is for blindside. she's like talking to a child. I was like, I don't know how long I'd last.
With the plan.
Stick with the plan, Kelli. Alex has other plans. He wants to leverage Ferris's growing frustrations with Kelli to blindside her, which I wouldn't really be a blindside getting rid of Kelli, would it? That would just be like, you know, routine maintenance. But then he kind of he reconsiders though, and this is where Alex is starting to play the game and see how it's going this season. He's like, well, maybe I should put my emotions aside and aim to take out Ferris because he's most likely got an idol from the treasure box, and he's a threat. So Kirby obviously sees how much of a big threat Ferris is, and he reckons Toby, Kelli, Riri, and Sarah can be convinced. So kind of good plan by Alex, I've got to say, but also he fucked it in the first few weeks by not like integrating into the whole tribe. So he hasn't got.
He just wanted to be with the Rips bros.
Exactly. I feel like if he played
all the gym bros just hang out, it's so boring.
Yeah, you need to make friends with everyone at the start.
God, like even just make friends with Kelli. Like,
exactly.
Come on,
just make it. Kelli
she's the swing host.
She's obsessed with Alex. Like
she is
borderline sexual harassment obsessed. But I kind of love what
I wonder if she has kids, or I wonder if she has kids.
Probably.
Maybe she just never had kids, and she like really wants a son. You know,
true. A little mummy son moment.
Yeah.
But she's so intense with him. Ferris knows he's got a target on his back, and he's like, I don't know about this. You know, he's thinking he might have to play the idol. So we get to tribal. We walk in. Raymond's like, we gotta stop meeting like this to JLP, who's like, okay. JLP asks Ferris.
Such a freak. I love it.
We were obsessed. JLP asks Ferris about the Titans and their chest. Like, what's the plan with that? And Ferris is like, I want to stir some shit over there. That's why I brought it up. We'll see what happens. And then they sort of start to talk about last minute decisions and how things change. They're all like, yes, JLP, things change all the time. Which is when, I would start to get nervous. How do you think you would go answering these like pointed questions at Tribal?
Terribly.
I would just be like, this is who I'm voting for, JLP.
Oh, I like covering your bluff there. I mean, I don't know. You just have to talk cryptically, but it's like to talk. I would just talk honestly, but like you can say shit that's honest without like actually alluding to the fact of who you're voting for. I guess. And like I'm sure it's like Drag Race. If you fucking get the call for it, you're like, okay, I'm doing some training right now.
I'm going to New Zealand for a holiday.
Yeah.
It's like... Anyway, then Ferris...
Let's just both get on Survivor. I want to go on there with you. That'd be sick.
Let's fucking do it. Ferris rips off his shirt.
I'd be like, I don't know. Who's this guy? He seems really cool.
We'd pretend we didn't know each other. It'd be hilarious.
We get to the top 2 and I'm like, I get to top 3. I'm like, fucking get everyone to vote for you. And then you share the winnings with me. Let's do it.
Totally. Ferris rips off his shirt dramatically to reveal the idol on his sexy Arab chest. And he goes, look, Jonathan, I'm an Arab. This chain fucking suits me, bro. I was like, yes, I love...
It's not Western Sydney enough. I'm sorry.
He is playing to the camera so much, and I'm like living for it. It's so good.
He's amazing.
His cheeky little face.
He's amazing. He's like the ultimate, like, it's like he's almost the alpha.
Yeah.
It's like he wants to be the alpha so bad.
He's getting hotter every episode as well. Like, the more I learn about Ferris, the more I want to just...
the more malnourished he gets. The more malnourished he gets, the hotter he gets.
Yeah. Who needs the Zempic? It's just Survivor.
It's a Survivor diet.
Exactly. So the votes are read. There's 3 for him at the start, which is like, oh, and then, they all don't count because he's played the idol. But sorry, Toby, 5 votes for you and 3 for Alex. So Kelli didn't quite stick to Eileen's plan because, I think she's so obsessed with Alex. She couldn't find her. She couldn't bring herself to vote out her pink Speedo obsession.
But Tobias is so much hotter.
Yeah, I know. What a shame. We've lost the trade of the season.
I know. It's fucking ridiculous. He got voted out. I was like, you're an anti-vaxxer for sure. But
and
I still want to see it.
Poor baby had no idea as well. He was like genuinely shocked, which I was like, okay.
He's just like resting. He's like, oh, I'm pretty comfortable.
You didn't see a theme from last week anyway.
It's always funny when that happens. They're like, yeah, I'm chill. I'm real chill. And you're like, what are you talking about? Everyone else is walking around and you're just staying at camp, like hanging out.
Yeah. Ep 5 is called Where Angels Fear to Tread. And we start with the rebels. Sarah is a little bit upset. She's having a little cry because her boyfriend Tobias has been voted out.
Yeah. I always forget her name because she's so forgettable.
She's quite
Sarah. She's the blonde one with hair.
Firefighter. Yeah. If your name is
like
Sarah,
she should be sunburned all the time.
I'm gonna forget it. Let's be honest. And then we got a Scott confessional. So we finally meet Scott, and he says that last night's tribal was wild, and that he feels for Sarah because it's her birthday, and her boyfriend's not here anymore. So it's like, oh, and then there's this hilarious scene where Kelli comes over and she's like, look, guys, all right, I'm sorry. It was me. I changed the vote. I confess. I couldn't do it. But you know what? Sometimes in life, you got to make tough choices. I've made tough choices my whole life. And they're all like, what the fuck is going on? And she starts crying. This was
crazy
great television. And then they do some great editing. It's like, it reminds me of my favourite quote from this poem. And then it's like, record scratch.
Well, I guess those are the words. It goes something like this.
Exactly.
That's some Queensland shit, man. I grew up all around that.
She's like, I forgot those words right now, but It's a really meaningful poem to me. Alex is both frustrated and impressed with Kirby's game style, and he wants to surround himself with big players. So this is where he's a bit like, "Oh, game recognized game. I want to play with Kirby because she's smart cookie." And Alex thinks Ferris should be targeted for being a threat and doesn't really trust him. So it's kind of all eyes on Ferris at this point. If you're playing an idol on day whatever, it's a ballsy moves.
For real. Target's always going to be in your bag.
Mm-hmm. Over at Titans, there's this like the gym bro scene where the bros are broing out at the gym. It's like Jaden and Nathan, and they're like, they're like
right, the home gym.
Yeah, and they're like, what about the treasure chest? And then Nathan goes, maybe it only comes out on chest day.
Every day's chest
Every day's chest day, bro. I was like screaming. Jaden bench pressing Viola. Oh, this was just so funny. And while they're all distracted at the gym, Mark sees an opportunity to go and find the treasure chest with Valeria.
And he, yeah.
So they find it. So at this point, they just see it and they're like, oh shit, it's locked. What do we do here? And they kind of just cover it with some foliage, which I was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Don't want anyone else to find it.
Good hiding spot.
Exactly. Then we get to the reward challenge, and this has got to be the best reward ever. It's a kids' party. Fairy bread, red cordial. Do you reckon there was like, what are they called? Like Happy Joys, the chocolate rice bubble things. What are those called?
Oh, fuck. Like, I forget what they call.
I don't know. I attended a kids' party recently, and I ate
a
few of those, and I was like, oh, this takes me back.
They would never in Los Angeles. It's like all organic, like cacao, vegan, everything. You cannot. Like our child has allergies.
Our child. My initial thought though was, oh my god, they're gonna give red cordial to Kelli, which ends up happening because the Rebels win this one. So Raymond takes on Charles at the end. It's knocking the little idols off the pedestals, which was cute. Mm-hmm. And Rebels win, and they actually give red cordial to Kelli, which was insane. And
she's already cooked though, so I don't know if you can get much worse.
Exactly. And they do a bit of a drag race moment. It's a little bit like, what would you tell 5-year-old little Kelli? And they have like childhood photos of everyone, which I thought was quite sweet.
This is copy drag race.
Ferris.
Like drag race copies, next model, Survivor copies,
exactly.
Drag race. Let's go.
But the childhood photo of Ferris was so cute. And his dad with the big mo. I was like, this is wholesome.
Yeah.
Aileen tells us she lived in Nepal for a little bit and went to school there. We can see her family photos.
Yeah.
And then the discussion turns to the key.
Nepalese? Is she Nepalese?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know she's like American. Like she's got an American accent.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I know she lives in North Melbourne right near me because we go to the same gym. But besides that, I don't know.
Do you see her at the gym?
Yes. She's a BFT girlie. Shout out to BFT Vic Market.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Did you see her before she went on the show or after?
Yeah, I'd heard about her being on the show from the gym. Everyone was like, oh, someone from our gym's got on. And I was like, yes. I was like, Queen.
Sick.
Queen Aileen.
That's rad.
Yeah. So I'll have to ask her some more questions next time I see her.
Yeah, get her on the show.
Exactly. The discussion turns to the key in the box on Titans Beach. And they're all like, who are you going to give it to, Ferris? Who are you going to give the key to? And he's like, someone that's a bit unhinged.
I wonder.
I'm like, okay. Then we go straight into the immunity challenge, which gives us the best JLP quotes of the season to date. It's the one where they have to throw coconuts at the puzzle, and JLP goes, wow, busting nut after nut. And both boys furiously whacking away at their logs. Like, this is why I watch this show. So thank you, Channel 10.
I mean, he's like 56. He's looking
He
fucking
looks
incredible.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's got to be some JLP has got to be having some HGH, I'm sure.
That's so good. Look, Nathan's nut busting ability is powerful, and the Titans take it. So, Sos Rebs, you're back to tribal, but unfortunately, it's not a real tribal. But we don't know that yet, so we still get them doing all the the strat chat on the beach. Kelly's being a nuisance, of course, running around like a galah. And
I wonder if Kelly's like anyone's favorite person. They're like, I love her.
surely,
I want to be her friend.
surely there's Kelly Stans out there. Right in.
She's loyal. She's maybe she's loyal. She'll be loyal as a friend, but on Survivor, no way. She
She's
just doesn't know.
great television. Like, I'm so glad she's there. Like,
what was that
Go
chick
to
on
the
the
side.
last Survivor in America who was like, I'm just
the sunflower
like, she was
tats
like-
girl. That was
Yeah.
she was insane. Wasn't she a psychologist as well? Or she was like a social
she got
worker?
top 3. Yeah, she was.
She was great. I loved her. In the end,
She was
it took a while.
amazing.
At the start, I was like, whoa.
Kelly's like that. Kelly's like her ordered off Wish. Like,
totally.
she was like the Daiso version.
The cans,
From Cans.
version.
the Palm Cove shopping center.
So they're all kind of bang on getting rid of Kelly again, but then Kirby reminds Alex and Scott that Kelly's not really a threat. Like, she's harmless. And they're like, T. So that's when they start to look at Ferris. So it's kind of like this is their chance to take out a big player. We get a bit excited about that. And then we get to Tribal and twist, sabotage mission. So basically what's going to happen is whoever gets voted out goes to the Titans camp instead with a secret mission of sabotaging the next immunity challenge. And if they can do it successfully, they get to come back. So are you a fan of the twist, or do you kind of...
I'm a fan of the twist and how it actually panned out.
Yeah, totally. Good little
they're like, she's the best person to send just because she's the most annoying, but she's also the worst person to send because she's so like emotionally entrenched in everybody else's lives and decisions and not her own. It's like she doesn't know who the fuck she is.
Exactly.
It's like,
and the sabotage.
so she's like, I just want to be around you because you make me feel really good.
The sabotage was just being around
so
Kelly.
She hurts everyone.
Yeah, exactly. So they all drop their blindside plans that they had, and they pretty much just go for Kelly. And they're kind of joking, like, she's the perfect person to send. It's like throwing a grenade
Ferris
in.
or Kirby would be like the worst people to send because they'd be voted out, right?
Totally. Or they'd make alliances and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would actually cotton on to the fact that they were like a spy.
Yeah, exactly.
And like they all knew Kelly was a spy too, but her like sitting out of the thing, they're like, oh, what?
That was so funny because she had one job, but this episode ends with her just like night vision cam, just like running into Titan's camp, being like, I'm here.
Can you imagine? You're already like having bad sleep, and then you wake up to that.
A sleep paralysis Kelly demon.
Mate.
The next episode is called The Saboteur, the Outer Saboteur, and it picks up where we left off. They all wake up, and Kelly's like, is anyone naked? I hope no one's naked.
Way to introduce yourself.
So good. Nathan's happy that Kelly's there, though, because it might take the heat off him. He's kind of like, this could be good for me because me wearing these Speedos will only get me so far. Um, but he's also sus, like they all are, on the circumstances that she's there. So she rocks up and she's like, yeah, you know, there's the treasure chest and blah, blah, blah. And Mark's like, fuck it. You know, I know where this chest is. I'm just going to go for it. And he runs over and breaks it open with his bare hands.
It's wild.
So wild. I just would love to see the reaction on the producers' faces while this was happening. Do you reckon they were like, oh, okay.
We'll keep that.
We'll just keep that in.
Well, like I said, it might get to the point where he like gets to. I felt like I missed something. Like I felt like he found the key and I just missed that part of it.
Same.
But like
it all happened very fast.
I was like, what? He like just ran and ripped it open, and so like I wonder if he uses that idol, if it might not, like they're like, this is ineligible because you didn't get this in the right way.
Oh my god! Imagine when he goes to play it, JLP's like, sorry, you're gonna need a key.
It might happen.
That could actually happen.
It might happen,
and it would be
yeah
so insane. Because there's a lot of.
I mean,
chatter.
it should happen. It should happen because you didn't play the game properly. You cheated.
True. And he's going to share it, though, with the Vs. So he's really, like, cementing his alliance here with the Vs, which I think is, like, a cute 3. But I'm confused because I thought Eden was involved with this, but now it seems like he's not. There was sort of not much mention of Eden this week. Anyway.
No, which means he's in it for another couple episodes, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Eden will go really far.
I think so, too. I hope so. He's a fave.
Me too. Who are your faves? You love the meat.
I love the what? The meat.
You love the V's.
Oh, the V's. These are the meat.
You love
all the meats.
You love the V's.
I'm here for the V's. I like
too.
Kirby. I think Kirby's playing really well. Ferris. I don't know.
Mark,
I'm just enjoying all the big characters. I want to see Scotty come out of his shell a bit more. I'm into Scott.
Wait, Scott's the geek with the glasses?
Scott's the art director at Mona with the blonde hair.
Oh, yeah. They haven't shown him at all.
No, he's barely been in it. So I'm like, maybe he...
Oh, he's going to slay. He's going to be... he's going to go a long way.
Yeah.
Because he's like... He's unassuming, but he's smart and he's creative.
Exactly.
We'll see. There's so many that I'm still like, what the fuck? Who is that person?
Yeah, we're still figuring out who's who, I guess. But...
What about the chick from the Gold Coast who's like the blonde woman who's like 40?
Oh, Kitty? Yeah, she arcs up a bit on this episode at Tribal. And I'm like, who are you? And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's here.
They all look the same. It's
her and Caroline look, they look very similar.
It's always like not as diverse as you want it to be. You look at the American one and you're like,
they're getting there though.
Like very different.
Mm-hmm. So the reward challenge is this endurance one where they're back to back. And we learn about the prawn position from the girls. Do the prawn position.
I'm in the prawn position.
I'm in the prawn position, doll. I'll be back in a sec. And Aileen slayed this one, I gotta say. Shout out to my girl. And the Rebels win. They win toasties, which is a great reward.
Can you imagine being starving and other people get toasties? You'd be so upset.
Toasties and coffee, which like, oof, yeah. I'd almost be more interested in the coffee.
Pissed.
But while they're enjoying those, Ferris again is less interested in the reward, more interested in
fucking idol,
finding idols, and he finds his second fucking idol. And this was great editing because like he touches it several times in the trees, sort of like flopping his hand on like, and
with Raymond,
like,
right?
Yeah, Raymond's right there. And then they finally find it. I was screaming at the TV at this point, like, look over there. So he's done it again. King George.
Raymond might be a good ally for him because he's really like they're really unassuming, those two together.
True, no one's going to suspect it.
Yeah, they'd be like, he's too cool for him, or like he's not going to like him because he's too much or whatever. Who knows?
over at Titans, Caroline's had it with Nathan. She's done. She's ready to send those Speedos goodbye. And
I was done with Nathan too.
Yeah, same. He had some good lines. He had the line about Frankie being hot. Oh, she's like my sister, but she's hot though. That was good. And then he had just the chest come out on chest day, which, thank you for those nuggets.
Darren was like, that guy's really dumb, but he's a really good guy that you can pass around. Like,
Ooh.
he's a good cum dumpster. He'd be a really good cum dumpster.
He'd be great.
It's like, no disrespect to cum dumpsters, but he'd be a really
He's
good
got
one.
great cum gutters. The immunity challenge is like a spelling puzzle. And Kelly's one job was to sabotage this mission. And what does she do? She sits on the bench. And the rebels' faces when she does it, they're like, what are you doing?
But you know what? I will say that maybe she's saving herself by sitting out. She might be smarter than we give her credit for. Like, she's a fucking galah. She talks too much. But I feel like in her head, she's like, if I sit out, they're not going to vote me out tonight because I don't think that I fixed this challenge if we lose.
True. You think it was a double bluff?
I think it was a double bluff. And then she stayed, and then she gets to stay. And then she gets all the information she needs. She doesn't have to tell the other tribe if she doesn't want to. And then she can still have alliances with that tribe when she goes with the merge.
Wow. Okay. You're just like exposing Kelly's genius game.
I think Kelly's not, I think she's like, I think no one's dumb. Like, no one's that dumb.
True.
Like, I think we all fucking live in the world and we all like make it work. So like, everyone's game is different. And her game is like, obvious, and underneath it, you're like, she's like, oh, maybe I'll just do this because I don't want to hurt these people. But in the long game, it's going to like help her out.
I like to think that she was like, well, I'm so good at challenges, so my sabotage is not helping out. And she's like, I'm going to sit out. And look, it's fine because the rebels win anyway. So she's totally fine.
Ferris's face when she sits out.
Classic. Back at Titans, Nathan is the first target and then Jaden. So that's kind of the plan. They want to like split it across the big boys. And Mark wants to take this opportunity to take Caroline out because she's kind of suspicious of him. So there's almost, Mark and Caroline are kind of onto each other a bit, I think.
For real.
Which is another interesting dynamic. Viola asks Nathan if he's down to blindside Caroline as well. So it's kind of like another plan swirling. And of course, like typical hot boy vibe, Nathan's not worried. Because why would you be?
I know. They all do the same thing. Sit at camp. I love the storyline that Caroline's spinning too, which is real, which is that he eats 3 times more than everyone else. I'm like, wouldn't you just like starve yourself a bit to make people like you? Like, come on.
Totally. Him and Jaden, seem to just be all they do is eat beans and rice and work out in the makeshift gym, which would drive me insane.
No one's got diving gear yet, right?
I think one team won like a fishing set in the first week, but I can't remember who. In that one where it was the tug of war, I think they did win some fishing gear, but we haven't seen anyone fishing yet.
Useless.
Yeah, go out and fucking fish. And poor Jaden.
I was told Darren to go on Survivor because he catches lobsters with his hands on a breath hold.
Darren would be great on Survivor.
But they'd vote him out straight away.
Yeah.
But he does shit around camp, so they'd be like, we should keep him.
Jaden is just happy to be here. Like, what a big dumb baby. He's just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's like he thinks he's at Tribal just as a spectator. He's like, oh, I'll have my beans and rice and it'll be funny. And I'm like, babe, you are playing this game too.
Yeah.
Like, do you think
It's like he's not in it. It's a really good way to look at it. I didn't think of it like that.
I know, but he's so
He's just
likable.
like, it's still like away from it. He's cute.
Yeah.
That grill though, like you said.
The grill is, yeah, it's a lot.
The chompers, mate.
The chompers, but he gives us some great chompy grins. He needs to be reminded by Kitty at Tribal to stick with the plan. She's like, there is a plan, which was quite funny as well. But before that, Kelli gets sent back to Rebels. So I was so confused by this. JLP's like, well done, Kelli. You've successfully completed your mission. Off you go back to Rebels. And everyone's like, excuse me? She did not participate in the charge. Do you think they should have given her the option to stay?
That would have been good.
Yeah. Because I feel
that would have been, but she probably would have.
She probably would have, because she likes a bit of chaos. So I reckon if they gave her that opportunity, she would have done it.
But they also don't hate her as much as the Rebels do.
True. So it's like, because they do this sometimes on Survivor, where someone moves over and they're like, see you later, assholes. Now I've got my new tribe and they love me. And it's like, okay, calm down.
But it's going to be the merge next week anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
Or some kind of swap, I think. So yeah, she might end up back with some Titan friends. So this vote, they stick to the Nathan Jaden plan. But Nathan is voted out with 6 votes to 3, and then there's 1 on Caroline. So we say bye, girl, to Nathan.
Bye, Nath.
Yeah, so Jaden...
Nice knowing ya.
Jaden's a big dummy.
Yeah.
But we love.
We do love.
And that's Survivor.
Who's going to go next?
What's going to happen? What are your hopes and predictions for the rest of the season?
Look, I hope Kelli stays because she's just entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can't stand anybody right now. I do think that Kirby is too big for her boots and she'll probably get voted out in Ferris's doing, especially because she's an Indigenous woman. It's gonna just inherently happen because it's fucking white people voting.
I feel like it's either Ferris
I do love her, but she's played early. She's played really early.
Someone of
it's the edit
is going,
too, right?
Yeah, they're telling us that it's one of them is going next week for sure. I think.
Yeah.
Who that is and how it happens, I have no idea, because I feel like it's actually been quite unpredictable this season, which is great.
Yeah.
And when did season 46 of American Survivor starts pretty soon too, hey?
Does it?
I think so. I saw somewhere it was February something, and I was like, what? Didn't 45 just finish? Give us a break.
They have 2 seasons a year.
Yeah,
right?
they do. Are you going to watch the next one?
Of course.
Okay, good. We'll have to talk.
I'm at this stage of my life where I only watch reality TV now.
Same.
Unless there's a really good narrative show, or I'll go to the movies, but I don't know. The world's I don't know. I just need to tune out.
With American Survivor, I'm at the point now where I don't love it anymore, but I'm too far deep. I've seen all of it. So I'm I have to keep going. Do you know what I mean? What other show has
I introduced my
almost 50 seasons? Yeah.
I introduced my friend. I was like, have you ever watched Survivor? And she's like, no. And she's like, I was like, you should watch Survivor. It's so good. She's like, okay, I guess I'll watch an episode with you. And then she watched it once at ours, and she's like, this is the best show I've ever seen. I was like, how have you never seen this? She's like, I didn't grow up watching it. I always thought it was something completely different.
Yeah.
She's like, I didn't realize it was challenges and shit.
She's like, this is great.
But even though we've seen all the challenges before, the variables are always different.
I always have people ask me where they should start with it. If I was only to watch one season, which one would it be? And I can't answer that because I just literally
the Mike White
love it all. Yeah, the Mike White one is good. Is that the one
Mike White season is so good. I'm just always like seeing someone who's already famous on that show, like kill it is so funny.
I'm always just like any season with Sandra in it, any season with Parvati in it, like that. Those are good. But yeah, it's a tough recommendation to have to give. I'm like, don't make me choose.
Yeah.
Who
do you hope wins? I hope Viola wins.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd love Viola to win. Who else would I love to win? Like Aileen, that would be amazing. Even
Aileen would be sick. She's like secretly my
or
fave.
Mark. I'm like living for Mark's gameplay, so I'd be happy if he took it.
Just one of the geeks. Who's the guy with the glasses?
Eden? No. Oh,
no,
it's Charles, the lawyer.
See, like he's not even in the picture.
He's barely in the picture. Yeah, true. He could really just slide in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ben,
and he's like, he's like, he's sneaky enough, but like he seems honest.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some good bits from him.
We didn't talk about the other cringe moment of the week.
Tell me.
The Holly Valance.
Oh my god, we didn't. Fucking hell. So this is the video of Holly Valance. Do you want to explain what it is?
She's talking about how when people are younger, they all vote to the left, and then when you get older and you buy a house and you have a mortgage, you have kids, and then you swing right.
When you marry a billionaire. Yeah. So good.
This climate stuff, that whatever they're saying it is just isn't real. Like the air when I grew up it stank. It was gross. And it doesn't stink anymore.
She's full just climate denying in those Karen pearl earrings. Yeah.
She just doesn't want to get tagged.
Look, I'm disappointed because Holly was, always one of my faves. We were all rooting for you.
Lynn Scully would be so upset at you. Lynn Scully is disappointed.
Lynn Scully is pissed. She's going to disown you, babe.
Yeah. Your dad got kicked off the show, but your mum is very pissed.
I love that. A secret surprise cringe at the end of the episode for the people that made it this far. Hey,
cap it off.
Thank you so much for joining me this week, Ben.
Thanks for having me. It's been nice to see you shirtless in bed this entire episode.
I have been in bed this whole episode.
Great.
I didn't make it to the desk. Where can our listeners find you online?
Me? I'm mostly on Instagram at Brigby, Brigby.
Cute. All right, babe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Bye.
Thank you to Ben Rigby for joining me this week to talk about Australian Survivor. I'll be back next week with another special guest. Until then, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. And see you soon.